Pentagon shoots down a UFO over Alaska. It was a cylindrical, silverish gray object. And this is what we know so far. It's in the northern section of Alaska. Pentagon says that a US F-22 fighter jet shot down an unidentified object flying over Alaska on Friday. The object was first detected and tracked by North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD for short, February 9. Officials said the object was flying at an altitude that would pose a threat to civilian aircraft, so President Biden gave the order for the U.S. military to take it down. Pentagon Press Secretary Brigadier General Patrick Ryder said that a Sidewinder missile shot down the UFO, which was the size of a small car. In a press briefing, he said, at the direction of the President of the United States, fighter aircraft assigned to U.S. Northern Command successfully took down a high-altitude airborne object off the northern coast of Alaska at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today within the U.S. sovereign airspace over U.S. territorial waters. Officials say they don't know who owns that object. Arab news reports the Pentagon and the White House declined to give a detailed description of the latest object to be shot down, saying that it was far smaller than the Chinese balloon. The Pentagon said that it was flying at about 40,000 feet, posing a risk to civilian air traffic. White House spokesman John Kirby said, "We don't know who owns this object." The object was shot down over the far northeastern part of Alaska, near the Canadian border, where it had been traveling in northeasterly direction. The Pentagon said it was first detected February 9 using ground radars. Fighter jets were then sent to investigate further. Ryder said American pilots who flew alongside it determined that no human was aboard. He added it was incapable of maneuvering and did not respond to airplanes. Ryder and other officials would not say whether it could simply be a weather balloon or any type of other balloon. Ryder said it was not an aircraft per se. Asked why Biden's authorization was necessary, Ryder acknowledged that the U.S. military command oversees Northern American airspace and had the authority to shoot down the objects that posed a military risk or risk to American people. In this particular case, it was determined that this posed a reasonable threat to air traffic, Ryder said. This is according to Neil Harris on News Punch. And what we know so far about this cylindrical, silverish gray object. Recovery efforts utilizing military planes and helicopters in the far northeast Arctic region of Alaska continue Friday to on the unidentified, where the unidentified object was shot down by the F-22 jets. Little definition is known, including who owns this object or where it came from. But in media and U.S. official reports, the high-altitude object is increasingly being referred to as yet another balloon. Biden called the operation a success, and yet did not engage reporters' questions hysterically when asked about follow-up details. What's become clear is that Biden gave the order to shoot it down before knowing who owned it or where it came from, or whether it was state-owned or perhaps owned by a corporation. And of course, the question remains, was this another Chinese spy balloon, or was it a research balloon just downed over Alaska? According to details from White House and Pentagon briefings on Friday, including descriptions from senior officials, it flew at 40,000 feet, deemed a safety threat to civilian aircraft, unknown origin or ownership, cylindrical and silverish gray, roughly the size of a car, smaller than the Chinese spy balloon shot down last Saturday. An object was not maneuverable or propelled, shot down by U.S. F-22 with Sidewinder missile. In the meantime, the media is only hyping the rampant online speculation into overdrive. In the end, there may be a very simple explanation, such as Arctic weather balloons, which are not uncommon among researchers and climate scientists in the farther northern regions, according to Zero Hedge Tyler Durden. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box